It's that time again, time for some exciting Formula One action. Who will emerge victorious in the Battle of Baku? Well, we're just about ready to get underway. Welcome to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku city circuit measures roughly 6 kilometres and it's made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to a catastrophic consequence for any one of our drivers. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo, Bottas, Zhou, Hülkenberg, Sargent, Magnussen, Gasly, Ocon, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves? Big excitement? What?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race. It's probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation. And you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong? And how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. Now use DRS. DRS now available. Okay, you've got front wing damage. This will have a major impact on performance unless you box for a new one. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. You're in first position, front of the pack. Norris is behind you. They're on fresh softs. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Gap to your teammate behind, 0.6 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're sitting in 7th. And the time last lap, 1 minute 52.5.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you to the fans.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
The race victory and fastest lap as well today really shows the level of dominance that this driver had over the opposition. Dominance from the start to finish, and it's for the rest of the competition to try and catch them now.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure it's just about time to get today's Grand Prix underway. We have a number of drivers in contention, but of course only one can claim that coveted top step of the podium. And alongside me...
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. OK, DRS is now available. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Piastri's behind. They're on fresh softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Come on, just 3 laps to go, 3 laps. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 8.0 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're in third. Time last lap, 1:54.4. Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
I hope everyone enjoyed that race.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
Race win, fastest lap as well, so that extra point for them today. And what a masterful performance. They really showed a clean pair of heels to the rest of the opposition out there today. They had no answer for.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.